Hey, so I remember that I have a YouTube channel and that I read some books in 2024 and that I didn't do a recap. So, all right, so this is my story graph for 2024. It looks like my first read was Haven by Rebecca Weatherspoon. And it does say my last book was The Memory Please, but that's not quite correct. These are some of my stats. If you have Storygraph, you're familiar with some of the stats. Um, the longest book I read was Daughter of the Moon Goddess, 503 pages. This was a reread for me, and I see myself rereading it again because I really liked it. Stone Fox was a book that we read in for my classroom. We really liked it, and I might reread it for for next year. Claudia Piñero, Una Suerte Pequeña, or now that there is a translation, A Little Luck. Excellent read. So, yeah, if you're familiar with Storygraph, they do have a lot of stats. Most read author was Su Lin Tan because I read 3 of her books. It's the duology, and then I read the short stories. So, these are some of the other things that you get with the application. Um, my ratings. I don't know if I trust my ratings, but anyway. Claudia Piñero with Las Viudas de los Jueves. It's a really good book. What I really liked about this one is that all the characters are not like likable characters. Like there was not one character in there that I said, "Oh, I really like them," or "I really like her." Nobody. They're all hateful. Um, I also read Leslie Jones' memoir. If you listen to the audiobook, is a total experience. I really enjoyed it, and maybe that be the way to go if you're interested in listening to her memoir. Then we have Angela Davis, Freedom is a Constant Struggle. Another, um, what am I saying? A nonfiction um, that I think I'm going to go back and reread. I also read Firekeeper's Daughter. That one is a hard book to read. It took me a long time because I had to put it down a couple of times. So definitely, if you're looking into that one, look up the content warnings. There's a lot of instances about violence towards Indigenous people and the injustice that they have to go through. And there's also um, assault, sexual assault in it. So please make sure that you are aware of that. There is, we have, I lost my train of thought. You Sound Like a White Girl by Julissa Arce, another excellent nonfiction. That Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Human. It is the fourth book, I think, in the series of. It's a romance, monster romance. Kimberly Lemming does an excellent job with this one. I read La Hija Única by Guadalupe Nettel. This one was a really good one. Um, a great way to reflect on motherhood and how society views people that can have children, and how we as a society can be very critical of their decisions. Um, this one just passed, but All My Rage by Sabaa Tahir was an excellent read as a young adult. Power Born of Dreaming is a graphic novel, excellent read. When You Trap a Tiger, it is a middle grade, and if you have, it's for everybody, but if you have young people in your life, I would really consider reading this one. It's about a Korean American family. El Invisible Verano de Liliana. This one is a, mm, what is it? What would it be called? Maybe a biography that Cristina writes about her sister and how she, the injustice that she has to go through when they find out that she was murdered by her partner. And then because of that one, I read No Visible Bruises, which Cristina mentions that one in in her book. If you need a romance novel, Only for the Weak, that one was a really good, really good book. The Name Bearer, and then later on I read the sequel, The Follower of Flowers, is another great um, fantasy story. The Complete Persepolis, this one is also a graphic novel, and it is about the war in Iran and the perspective of what's going on from the point of view of this family in Iran. Excellent read. Everybody should read this one. The Memory Police. That's another book that I wish everybody would read because I don't know how to explain it. I really don't know how to explain it. And if everybody would read it, we could just go like, right? Like we would know what I'm talking about. Like we could just look at each other and see, yes, right? You know what I'm talking about. Okay. Heart of the Sun Warrior. That one was a sequel to Daughter of the Moon Goddess. And um really they're both great. I can see myself rereading these this duology over and over again. Behind You is the Sea. This is a story about, it's like an entire family and their ideology, their beliefs, and how that gets in the way of really opening your eyes and looking at the people around you. And oh, it's so good. Um, this one, Pájaros en la Boca y Otros Cuentos short story collection. Oh, it's so good. They are so creepy. This book, if you're into like creepy stuff, I don't know how to else to explain it. It's good. Witchlings was a reread for me. I see myself rereading this story over and over again, and I have book 2 and book 3 that I need to read. Certain Dark Things by Silvia Moreno Garcia. This is a very underrated book, but if you're looking for a book that is this one is centered in Mexico City, and it's about vampires. Very underrated book, but I think this is one of her best. It's Not You, it's a book by Dr. Romani, and this one was so good. I follow her on YouTube, I follow her on TikTok, I follow her everywhere because I really like the way she talks about, like her specialties. So I just had to read her book. Let's see what's next. The Luis Ortega Survival Club. If you have read The Lesbian's Guide to Catholic School, you know that Sonora Reyes is an excellent writer, and I just had to read this one. Content warnings, please check them out. It's hard to read. There's so many things going on in this book, but it is so worth the read. Sonora Reyes makes sure that they take in consideration like everything that a victim might be going through. So just it's a good one. Percy Jackson, I finally read Percy Jackson thanks to my son. He was reading it for school, so I just wanted to read it. Defectors by Paola Ramos. Very short book, and I wish there was more to this one. So I'm hoping to see if they are interested on going back and expanding on all of the subjects in this book because I would love to read more, and I would love to read more from this author. I really hope they decide to expand on this. um, because I think they are on point with everything that they talk about in this book. So I'm hoping that there's more. And let's see. Oh, I do follow them on TikTok. They do have a TikTok account, and they do talk about current events. So here we have more of the stats on Storygraph, American Board Chinese, another graphic novel that I need to have in my collection. This one was actually a borrow from the library, but I think I'm gonna add it to my collection because it was just excellent. It's excellent. It's the exploration of cultural and society, and from the point of view of a Chinese American. Yellowface, everything by R.F. Kuan. I will read. This is another one I read from because of my son, Dragon Ball Super. I only read volume one, but I did promise him that I was going to go back and read more. We talked about some of these books. I forgot that I read The Bride Test last year. Also, I read Rebel by Beverly Jenkins. If you're looking for a historical novel, historical romance, that would be the one to go. Um, let's see. Tales of a Fourth Grade Nothing. I read that in my classroom most ardently. A Prejudice remix by Cabe Cole Novoa. This one was probably like the romance of the year. I also like that there's a lot of talk about the family and the family sticking together, the family fighting for each other, the family protecting each other. I just thought it was so good to see Oliver's family coming together. Ah, I'm gonna cry just thinking about it. Zenny is another romance novel that I read by Rebecca Weatherspoon, sequel to Rafe. Tiki and Fisher, I am slowly going to make it to every single Tiki and Fisher. Excellent writing. And creepy, if you were looking for something creepy. The Companion is another romance novel, and it was so good. Very underrated. Against the Loveless World, this one was another one that I would think about going into, or at least check out content warnings because it was hard to read. Mr. Librarian, romance book, but it was not my favorite. Aidan Thomas, The Sun Bear Trials, excellent book. Anything by Aidan Thomas? Yes. If you have not read anything by Aidan Thomas, start with Cemetery Boys though, because it's beautiful. And there's a sequel to this one, The Sun Bear Trials. There's a second book to this one. Oh, it's supposed to be a duology. I thought there would be more. Husband Material was a romance novel. I think I liked Boyfriend Material a lot better than Husband Material. Teacher of the Year was another romance. It was very cute. The Next Best Fling romance, very cute. What Feasts the Night is a sequel to What Moves the Dead by T. Kingfisher. Oh, so good. Tales of the Celestial Kingdom. This is the short stories for the Celestial Kingdom, like duology, Daughter of the Moon Goddess, and I like the short stories. The Devil Takes You Home by Gabino Iglesias. Excellent read, excellent writing. Isabel Allende, Mi País Inventado. This was not my favorite of this author. How to Love Your Daughter. This one was another one about motherhood and how we think that we deserve unconditional love from our kids. So this one is another like exploration about how to maneuver being a mother or being a parent. This one tied with La Hija Única by Guadalupe Nettel. It was woof. So it's a good read. If you are parents, I would consider reading this one. But I don't know. I need to do a deep dive on books about motherhood or society and the way people that are able to have children are treated by in society. Mm. This is the sequel to The Name Bearer, The Follower of Flowers. Um, there's a third book now, and it's awesome. Well, I shouldn't say that the cover is awesome, but I have not read it. I still have to read it. Full Moon Over Freedom. This is also a romance novel. It was really cute. I really liked the first book though, better than this one. So this is another way to look at the stats on Storygraph. If you're not familiar, you can check them out. It's really cool to see um, like what you're reading. Of course, you would have to keep up and not be like me and just do it all in March of the following year. So it's kind of cool to see it if you keep up with it every month and you're actually going through it. But yeah, this is what I read. I know it's kind of fast. I didn't really go into like a deep dive into some of the books. I did made a video about Most Ardently because that's like one of my favorites of the year. I did make more videos about what is it called? Firekeeper's Daughter because that's another favorite of all time. So if you would like to check them out, I will include them in the description box. Thank you so much for watching. Um, Sorry I kind of forgot about the whole channel and everything, but here we are. Hopefully you'll like this video. Thank you.